Thank you. Thank you, Bernice and Manuel. Always touches my heart. Let's center with these thoughts. We are the open, empty sky of awareness, the eternal, infinite, vertical presence of the divine, in which all things are appearing and disappearing, but we are here. And this service is unfolding in love within our open space of awareness. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Gainesville. Welcome to those of you who are here, those of you who are online. Welcome. Welcome. It's such a beautiful day. And I know Rupali would love for me to mention our beautiful grounds. I got the pleasure of power washing yesterday. So satisfying. So satisfying. My name is Melinda, and I'll be the Sunday service leader today. And there's really not, I can honestly say, from the bottom of my heart, there's not a place, a building, a state, people, anywhere I'd rather be than right here. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling it today. Feeling it today. Okay, let's silence our cell phones. That's a good idea. Do we have any newcomers to the family today? Your first time here? Amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a welcome packet for you. Thank you so much for making the decision to be here with us today. At Unity, every Sunday in our service, we remind ourselves of our core values and why we're here. And I think of it when I was thinking about this morning, and I was reading the vision and the mission and the core values. I like analogies because that's how our brains work in concepts. I think of these as our rudder. It's going to keep us all kind of going in the same direction, why we're here. So let's read it together, our vision. Centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. The mission. Through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action. And our core values: I am spirit-led, I am love, I am generosity, I am gratitude, I am inclusivity. Today is the last day, as Reverend Ryan says, we're landing the plane on our series that we're doing at Unity of all the chakras. And today's the last day. The color is orange. And remember that our chakras are energy centers within this quote-unquote physical body that is made up of energy. And it starts from the root chakra all the way up to the top of our heads. I just think that's really cool. When you can not only know that intellectually, but use your feeling imagination to know that you are God's energy centers on this earth, that you are divine. And our anchoring thought is from Albert Einstein, and it is creativity is intelligence having fun. That is our anchoring thought.
Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up? Hey. What's going on? To our newcomers, welcome. Angel, right? Is your name Angel? Okay. Mama said Angel, so I said Angel's in the house. Okay. Sanithia. Yes. There it is. We got an angel in our midst. Okay? Yes. We love us some Mary, so welcome. And not to call you out, what's your name? Yes. Jill. What's up, Jill? Welcome. Welcome. So we understand here in this space that there is no accident, right? I love what you said a moment ago, Melinda, which is, Sally, can we mute the TV? I'm hearing a little echo over here. When we arrive at a place, it's not because of our doing. It's not because of, hold on one second, yeah. Maybe just push a mute button. Yeah, if you press the mute button on the side of the remote, there it is, perfect, okay. Y'all, we flowing up here. This is what flow looks like. So when we arrive at a place, it's actually nothing to do with us deciding. And this is what our talk is going to be about. It's not about us saying, this is what I'm going to do. It's about us being an open vessel, knowing that the source we call God is actually living us. We are the activity, the music, the articulation of what we call God. And so when I hit the gong, I invite you to take a cleansing breath. This is what we call our evocation. This is our reminder for who we truly are. So we hit the gong for the first time as a reminder that there is only God. Divine love, source, substance, conscious, whatever we want to name it, there is only that. So we hit the gong for that reminder. We hit the gong a second time for the reminder that, yes, there is only God. And because there is only God, when we look at each other, can we look at each other real quick? Just look at each other. Say, hey, God. Let's take this in, y'all. Peace, God. What's up, right? If we accept that there is only God, only love, I want y'all to look to somebody else and say, hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, Mimi. Hey, love. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, love. Right? Hey, Merlin. Hey, love. Right? This is what love looks like. So if we say there is only love, that's what's showing up. And so the music we're hearing is love in expression. We are love in expression. So we hit the gong a second time just for that little reminder. Just a little reminder. And so I invite you to take a cleansing breath. We hit the gong a third and final time with the clarity and knowing that there is only love. And yes, we are the expressions, the articulation of that love. Yet we got things that we go through. We have the people who are sent to us with divine timing, who annoy us. We have the taxes, the startups, the failures, the setbacks. And so we hit the gong for the reminder to take who we truly are into all that we encounter. And so it is. Okay, here at Unity, for Jill and Angel, we have what we call our unity moment. It's our oneness moment. And it looks something like this. Do we have any birthdays in the house? Any birthdays last week? What? When was your birthday? April the 9th. Listen, 25 young, okay, baby. Happy birthday. Any other birthdays in the house? Rolando. Okay, Rolly. Yes, Rolly turned 26. Okay. We love you, Rolly. Do we have any anniversaries in the house? Any anniversaries? Oh, what? Lois, what you got? Whoa. Yes, 42 years. All right, we honor that. Congratulations. And do we have any of us in our community? I know I'm looking at Mary right now. Anybody in our community that had a milestone? Something about, something, we brought forward something, a moment of completion in our journey this week. Okay, we got, well, Sean, what happened?
I waited 3 months for the Board of Acupuncture in this state to finally award my license.
Okay, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Fully licensed. I love when you say, I'm licensed, right? It's like, yeah, you could drive, but do you have a license? Okay. I am licensed. Yes, congratulations, brother. And finally, we have many of us in our community who are moving through our healing journeys. And it looks a lot of different ways. It may be your physical, your body temple, but it could also be grieving, moving through the healing journey of grieving of a loved one. And so just wave your hand if you had a little healing journey this week. We see you, we love you. We see you, we love you. Okay, y'all. So at Unity, we rub our hands together as a reminder that we are the energy field. And we're going to extend our hands to those around us. And we're going to bless our loved ones. Repeat after me. We see you. We know you for who you truly are.
We know you for who you truly are.
God in expression.
God in expression.
You are perfect just as you are.
You are perfect just as you are.
And we wrap our arms around you.
And we wrap our arms around you.
On your sacred walk.
On your sacred walk.
And so it is. And so that moment is our oneness moment. So we light this candle to commemorate and honor that unity that is within all of us. I'm going to move this, Bernice. If that's okay. We don't want no magic tricks up in here, okay? And then we're going to light the orange candle as we land the plane on our sacral chakra. Can y'all say creativity?
Creativity.
And so this orange candle acknowledges our creativity.
All right, here at Unity, I told you already about the grounds cleanup that we did, and now we'll go over some other really exciting things that are going on. We'll see Sally, what you got first? We got 3 things today, and then Ryan's going to come up at the end and talk about a very special event that's following the service today. You want to go ahead? There we go.
It looks like I'm first. Okay, y'all. Listen, today is so exciting for a variety of reasons, okay, y'all? I cannot emphasize what this moment is, all right? Can we say 50?
50.
For 50 years. For 50 years. This cookbook has been a seed. Preparing to blossom. And what we are going to experience after service is the manifestation of that 50-year seed. And so at Unity, we celebrate each other. And so Mary, for nothing but the God that she is, she said all of the proceeds from this book is going to our community. Every last proceed. And so we bless this offering, knowing and trusting all the good that it is already doing. And so I'm calling on every last one of us, because we got a little treat. Immediately after service from 12:30 to 3:30, Mary's going to do a book signing. And I need every last one of us to purchase a book, right? One is us honoring this seed, but it's also us flourishing and nourishing what is here. And so when we get Mary to sign this book, just know that as you turn the pages, this is spirit. And there's a beautiful story that comes with it. I'll give you the abbreviated version. So years ago, Mary reached out to Unity Worldwide, and said, here's some poems I want to put in this book. And they gave her the blessing. And then nothing happened. Life got in the way. And then in 2019, she reached out again, and they said, we no longer support cookbooks in that way, but we bless you and we still honor you, and feel free to use the poetry and let us know how it goes. So the support looked different. But what they said was, how about you self-publish? Fast forward to December, Donna reached out to me and said, I have a buddy that's coming. Her name is Mary. Okay. And she got a cookbook. I said, let's go. Let's rock out. And here we are, 5 months later. That book went from ideation to publication. Today we're honoring Mary. And I look forward to and welcome the day when I can honor every last one of us when we said we stepped out. We listened. And so I'm encouraging us today, as we enjoy the pound cake and all the samples, let's feel this vibration and creativity. I cannot think of a more appropriate way to conclude our sacral chakra, which is that of creativity. Mary, we love you. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you.
It's not just recipes. I was looking through it. I was like, well, I got my daily word. I've got aspirational poems while I'm cooking a pound cake. It's a win-win. You know what? We're talking about manifestations. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. No squeaking. No squeaking. We win. Thank you. Good job. I don't know what happened, but we did it, right? We did it. Okay, and the second thing is we need to talk about our Easter service, our spring concert. This is our celebration. Thank you so much. I just know it's going to be a blessing, and it's donation based. And if you were here for their last concert, you know how great this is going to be. I just know the love is going to be in the room. It's just the way Unity celebrates the lovely voices. I mean, we're just so lucky. Every Sunday, the music that gets presented, there's no coordination, but the music is always right on point with the message and exactly what we need to hear. So thank you both for doing this for us, and we appreciate it. And the next thing I want to let you know about is our Facebook friends, Unity of Gainesville Helping Hands. There might be a video of yesterday on there, somebody with a power washer, and somebody, Rupali, up in the bushes trying to, what do you call them, creeper weeds? all the things that don't belong there. So it's a great way for us, we chose this time, space, reality of social media, so here we are. So thank you so much. Now I get the wonderful, fantastic opportunity of sharing the daily word. And like I said earlier, I'm a concepts kind of girl, and we're talking about creativity. And as I was thinking about the daily word, I thought about what we create with, these creative tools that we're given, and what might be one or two or three little things. Because if we're all creators and we're all manifestors, why aren't we seeing the world we want to live in already? What could be the barriers that maybe we need to release? What is in us? Michael Beckwith says, what do I got to release for the infinite good to come through? We can start with just the way we look at things. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. I like saying, now, I didn't say it a long time ago, but difficulty or lessons are just blessings in work clothes. You gotta let it do its work. You gotta let it work its magic. But these minds of ours, they don't wanna wait. They believe in time, and we wanna control things. One little story, if you'll allow me, Reverend. Okay, so I'm at my niece's house, and I'm babysitting my fur niece and my fur nephew, and I like to help her out. So I was like, I'll run the Roomba for her. You know what a Roomba is? The little magic little thing that goes around your house. So I start it. I take it off its little base, and I'm like, go do your thing. It's so great. Love a Roomba. I'm doing other things in the house, and this Roomba is just bumping into things, bumping in, turning around in a circle, bumping into this. And then I look over, it's eating a flip-flop. I said, all right, let's try this one more time. Round and round, the little things. I said, forget you, man. I turned you off. I put you back in your docking station. Maybe you can rethink this. So I was talking to my niece. I said, did I do something wrong? She's like, no, Aunt Mindy. The Roomba still thinks it's at the condo. I never reprogrammed it to be in a 3-bedroom house. And that's why it's freaking out. Are you in a 3-bedroom house and your mind is still at the condo? Just a little way of looking at things. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Melinda. Are we in a 3-bedroom house or in a condo? Word up. Now we're going to do our opening prayer. If we can take a cleansing breath. Yes, baby. Baby is always doing the cleansing breath. If we can just open our hands and just let them rest on our laps. And in this moment, what we're going to do is just simply surrender to what is. And when we do that, we're going to allow all the sounds. And when we do that, we're going to be able to hear the birds welcome the day. We'll be able to hear the hum of traffic. We'll be able to hear a baby sigh and make noise. We'll hear the hum of the sound system. When we allow. We affirm that it is in this moment of pure surrender that we are reminded that all is well, just as it is. That as we move through this morning, as we welcome all that we encounter, we know that it is perfect. Because we are perfect. Because we are the articulation of perfection. We give thanks for this moment, this clarity, this truth of who we are. And we say, amen. Ashe. Aho. And so it is. So be it. So be it.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart chose? Only time. Dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-day, dee-da-dee-day, oh da-day, dee-da-day. Who can say why your heart sighs when your love flies? Only time. And who can say why your heart cries when your love flies? Only time. Dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-day, dee-da-dee-day, oh da-day, dee-da-day. Who can say when the roads meet that love might be on your heart? And who can say when the day sleeps if the night keeps all your heart? Dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-day, dee-da-dee-day, oh da-day, dee-da-day. Who can say if your love grows as your heart chose? Only time. And who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. Dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-day, dee-da-dee-day, oh da-day, dee-da-day. Dee-da-dee-day, dee-da-dee-day, you, Enya, the famous Enya.
Thank you so much, Bernice and Manuel. Remind me, how long have y'all played together?
At least 40 years. But we
40
met
years.
52 years ago.
You met 52 years ago.
Yeah.
So y'all were making music before you pulled out the instrument. Wow.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Many years ago, she used to play guitar, and I was a poet at the time. I used to do poetry. And we'll do some at the concert, actually. We'll do poetry and music at the concert, because that's what I used to do. I used to recite Spanish poetry or English poetry as well with classical guitar. So instead of guitar, now we have a harp.
Wow. So for those of us on Zoom, what Manuel said was he's going to be sharing some poetry next week and has been doing poetry. That's how y'all connected originally. So what's really beautiful is we are listening to 4 decades of partnership. And so when we hear this music, it's incredible, it's lovely. But what deepens it even further is to know the history that brought us here to this moment. It's special. Thank you so much, y'all. We appreciate you. So get ready, y'all. Next Sunday, we having a concert. And when we reflected on what our Easter Sunday would look like, what came forward, it was actually Gio's idea. Where's Gio? It was Gio's idea. Gio said, how about we do a concert? I was like, oh my goodness. How powerful of a way to demonstrate how we recognize rebirth in our unity way, right? So today is Palm Sunday. And for a lot of Christian communities, this day has deep significance. And so unity, our collection of bodies here, is a movement comprised of many faith walks. In this room, we have Christians, we have those who pursue and believe in a lot of diverse religions. We have those of the Jewish faith. In our community, what unites us is knowing that there is a force, there is an energy, a vibration, a field that knows no dogma, that knows no separation, that knows no, these are the steps in order for revelation to be revealed. To say, make sure you do this, otherwise you won't get the blessing. There is a field that is beyond that. And in this space, we honor that field. That clarity unites us. And so today is Palm Sunday. I want y'all to do me a favor. You know I love me some participation. What does the palm represent for Palm Sunday in the Christian tradition? What does the palm represent? What do we know? The sacred path. They lay it down, right? It was a way that Jesus on the donkey was honored. What else do we know? What do we know about the palm tree? It's flexible. When a hurricane comes, the palm tree is standing. The oak trees are snapped. What else? One of the only trees that survives in the desert. What else do we know about the palm tree? It bears fruit. That tree can grow anywhere, okay? We have a little island in our parking lot, and somehow we've had freezes, we've had like dry spells, and that palm tree is going strong. It is resilient. So if we acknowledge that if for a lot of faith walks, Palm Sunday has deep significance for a person, let's affirm that that person is us. Can we say, I am the palm?
I am the palm.
So when we say, I am the palm, we are saying, I am the resilient one. I am the flexible one. I am the one who bears fruit. I am the one who survives in the desert. I am the one through cold nips and dry spells survives. I am the one. And if we go even further, in unity we affirm that I am is just another name for what we call God. How powerful is that, y'all? And so for months on months on months, my talk was basically the same, just had a different iteration. The talk almost always came down to the language we use. What are we saying? What words are coming out of our mouth? That was the talk for almost 6 months straight. It just had a bunch of different titles. The reason why is we gotta affirm how powerful that vibration is when it comes out of our mouth. When we say, I'll be there. When we say, hang tight, give me a moment, I'll take care of it. Or when we say, I am tired, or I am over it, or I need a break, or whatever the I is, whatever comes out of our mouth is affirming the truth we intend to experience. That's been the talk for months, just different titles. So today, as we land the plane on the sacral chakra, which is our understanding, the vibration, the vibratory act of creativity, as we land that plane, we are affirming today that the words that come out of our mouth are casting the spell, are generating the reality we intend to experience. How many of us have woken up and we said, oh, another one of those days? Or immediately our thoughts send to the pain, or immediately our thoughts recollect on why we're frustrated. I know it's happened to y'all because it's happened to me, right? I'll wake up refreshed, and the first thing I'll do is do an inventory. What's going on? What's happening? What's the deadline? Oh, yeah, that person. Or whatever the thing is. We'll do an inventory, and then we'll recollect whatever is happening in our experience, be it frustration, deadline, pain, you name it. We had a moment of pure possibility when the experience could have been anything. But what we did with our conscious thought is to send it to the to-do list or the to-who list. And Esther Hicks, she got the question, what do I do? How do I recollect? She said, take a nap. She said, take a nap. And the person was like, what are you talking about? And what she was affirming was, you gotta reset. And sometimes put yourself down, take a breather. I like to say meditate while you're at it. And in that process of rest, when you wake up, as opposed to collecting the thing that may be frustrating, we have an opportunity to be in that field of possibility, to choose different. To choose different. And how do we choose? By the words that we say. So if somebody says, oh yeah, how's that thing going? We have an opportunity to choose two paths. We can choose the path of, yeah, that's right. It is what it is. It's going to work out. You know, it's still happening. We got that path. Or we have the other path where we don't even give it energy. Where not that we ignore it, but we don't send the force field that we are to that thing. Because as long as we are on the thought process of that thing, we are in that vibration. So as long as we can attune ourselves to what's frustrating us, we are on that vibration. And in the majesty and in the force, in the power of who we are, we surrender that field of possibility into the thing that we don't want to experience. And so what's the path? We got one option of, yeah, that thing is going on. Ooh, yeah, it'll get better one day. And then the other path where we literally choose not to give it our energy. And so how do we respond? In the most creative way that comes out. Girl, listen, I ain't even talking about that no more. What you want for lunch? Or whatever the thing. Allow the creative act to be, how do you respond? Not on that path, but on this path. So the other day, I was talking to Sally, and I said, you know what? I want to tell you about some stuff that's going on, but I don't even want to give it my energy. She said, okay, cool, got you. What you want to eat? That is a roll dog right there. That right there, that's an accountability partner. That right there, that's what I'm talking about. When we celebrate the 50 years of a companionship or whatever, y'all, a homie, a best friend, however long somebody's been in your life, if they've been rocking with you for a minute, that's a gift. And so for me to say to my partner, I know you want to know, I'm not talking about it, that's like the can, you opening the can for some whoop ass, okay? you trying to get an argument if you say, I don't want to talk about that. But I'm affirming that all this force, all this power, not who I am, but the channel through which source is moving, I'm affirming that I am not sending all of that good to this other thing. And I am thankful to have a partner that says, you right, what you want to eat. Let's not even go there. And so the words that come out of our mouth, let's allow that to be the creative act. This entire talk is a reminder of what we already know. But somehow in our week's journey, honestly, it happens before we leave the parking lot sometimes. We'll check our phone, we'll get a text. In fact, it'll happen in this building. Before you leave, somebody will say something, and then boom, you back at it. Before you leave the building, this place we call unity. You know, am I making sense, y'all? The point I'm making is, in this moment, I am simply reminding you of who you truly are, which is the art, the finesse, the articulation, the swag, the goodness of what we call God. We are it. We are the apex of that creative act. I am so fascinated by human anatomy, not because of the things we label, but because we needed to label those areas of our lives to make it make sense, right? Scientists had to take a cadaver, many, many cadavers, and then you take this slice of flesh and you name it. Okay, we name it, we catalog it, it does this, and then we write down that knowledge somewhere, and then that becomes the standard through which we understand that organism. Y'all got me? So we had to go through a process of labeling and categorizing things to make it make sense. There's a French philosopher, his name is Sacral. And what he says is, as humans, we have to label things to give us a sense of security. Because without labeling, we are actually in a space of pure madness. For an example, about 90% of the ocean is still unexplored. 90%. About 90% of the ocean is unexplored. Unexplored simply means we don't know what's down there. So in that descent, when creatures start popping up and start doing things you never knew was possible, the first thing we got to do is name it and label it and make it make sense. And then we have security. Okay, got it. We know how it works. It's not going to kill us. And what Sacral is saying is, we label things, we identify things, we categorize things for our own safety. I am asking us to lift above the need to name things and to see with fresh eyes this existence. What if we descended on this planet for the first time and we were in the Amazon? Or if we were at a beach and we saw this thing that are granules and you pick them up and it's numerous, and somebody says sand, you say, okay, yeah, sand. And then you see this blue, you can't touch it, but you see it's everywhere, and somebody says sky, okay, sky. And then you see this white mass floating. Is it dangerous? I don't know. Here it comes. Okay, nothing happened. Somebody says cloud, cloud. And then you start sweating, and it's like, okay, I can't look at this ball up there. What is that? Somebody says sun. You say sun. The moment we name it is the moment that we condense it. I'm here to remind us that the moment we name an experience, we've condensed it. So let's say, for example, we're moving through a challenging time in our life. And let's just say we're going to call it heartbreak. We've condensed it to something that's nameable. And so what's the first thing we do? We go and we Google how to get over a heartbreak. We go to a therapist, and the therapist says, oh yeah, you have a heartbreak. And we start listening to music to try to lift us up out of what we call heartbreak. And then we're pounding away at what we believe are the solutions to the heartbreak. And then eventually, by the grace of all that is good, maybe we suppress it and we don't talk about it. It lives there, and then it shows up, and then now we have an ailment, we have a disease. Or we process it, we do the best we can to release it, and then it evaporates. We've done the work, it's gone. Our process of naming heartbreak condensed that powerful energy into something nameable. But by naming it, we perhaps did not give ourselves the opportunity to fully surrender to all of what that was. Maybe it was more than heartbreak. Maybe it was betrayal. Maybe it was connected to what happened when we were a child. Maybe something was triggered in us by a whole nother experience, but we've condensed all of that thing into heartbreak. And we surrender it to a particular person or energy or thing. But the second we named it, we've compressed it. And by compressing it, we have not surrendered to all of what needed to be undergone. Am I clear? It's just like if somebody says, you go to a doctor, you get a diagnosis, the doctor says, oh yeah, it's just a little cold. We named it. So now you go, okay, it's a cold, I'll get over it. So you go home, it'll pass. And then 2 weeks later, you still got that cold, and you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, oh, actually, we didn't catch it. It had the same signs. It's a flu. Okay, it's a flu. So a couple more days. The doctor says, how long has it been? Oh, it's been 11 days. Give it 14 days. It'll pass. This is normal. It's just a flu. We thought it was a cold. It's a flu. A few days later passes, you linger longer, you go back to the doctor, and the doctor says, oh, yeah, it's not a cold, it's not a flu, we actually have a sinus infection, so I gotta give you some antibiotics. So you go and get antibiotics, and maybe that's the thing that fixes it. All I'm saying is, the moment we've named it, we've surrendered to whatever the need was for that little thing. But in fact, it was much more. It needed much more surrender, care, grace, love. Am I making sense, y'all? Mm-hmm. So if we circle back to what we call heartbreak, the second we name it, we've condensed it, and we are probably not giving ourselves what we truly need to heal from that. So my offering today is, let's not even name it. Let's say perhaps we're moving through a healing journey. Not my cancer, not my bad blank. We're not claiming that. We are simply surrendering the good of what's needed to pass through to heal whatever that thing is. Am I making sense, y'all? I'm down for a diagnosis. Let's figure out what the thing is. All right? I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I ain't saying that. I'm simply saying the second we got a name, that don't mean that's where we stop. In the same way that we get a massive diagnosis, we don't stop at what the prognosis is, and this is what you're going to do. You'll take this medication. You'll go through these steps. You'll do the 8 weeks of this, 4 weeks of this, and then come see me. We don't stop at that, because we affirm that the healing needs way more. In the same way that we're using heartbreak as an example, we could use finances as an example. It's not a better job is going to fix it, because guess what happens? We get a better job, we get more income, and then we're back broke. Somehow more bills showed up. It's like, okay, I need a better job. I need more money then. And if we reflect on it, we're making multiples more than what we made 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Remember when you were in 8th grade, you had your first job? You are making multiples more, even in retirement. But somehow, with the more, it's not quite enough. It's simply a reminder that more doesn't mean more. There is something else that's happening. I am asking us today, as we land the plane on the sacral chakra, landing the plane on what we call our energy source, I am reminding us that we are more than this condensed body. We are more than the experiences that we have. We are more than heartbreak or finances. We are more. We didn't come into these bodies to be pressed down by things. We came into this incarnation knowing who we are, excited for the possibility of creativity. So for these past 7 weeks, when we've talked about the sacral chakra, we've talked about our no being a sacred yes. So we practice how to say no. I think we got it in the bag. I've been hearing some of y'all practice it. Not on me, but I've heard you practice it on others, right? Which is great. So I'm hearing us practice our no. So we affirm that when we say no, we are actually saying a sacred yes. So when somebody asks you to do something and you really don't want to do it, and you say yes anyway, we've moved past that. We've moved past that. We're now at a place where we check in, we feel that sacred no, we say, I'm unable to. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'll have to pass this time. Whatever fancy way you want to say no, that no is our sacred yes. And the more we're able to do that, the more creative potential we have access to. Because when we say yes, when we weren't supposed to say yes, we actually choke off that circuit. That's what we've talked about these past 7 weeks. And so we know how to say no. As we move into our solar plexus, the reminder is this: we are not the source of our energy. We are not the source of our energy. So if we say, oh, I don't have much in the tank left. Oh, yeah, I'm just tired. I need a break. Yeah, I'll see how I'll feel in the morning. All of that is simply pointing to the fact that we believe that we are the source of energy. We are not. We are not even containers of energy, because container yields to the belief that it fills up and then it depletes. It fills up and then it depletes. We are not containers of energy. We are channels through which energy moves. Some of us was up in here yesterday cleaning the grounds. We was here for a long time, and I'm shocked to see some of us in here this morning. It's like, how are y'all still walking? We had backs that was aching yesterday. It was all kind of stuff happening. But we are affirming that that energy doesn't get depleted, and then you got to grind yourself up to get more energy. That energy doesn't come from us. It passes through. And guess what, y'all? Energy is infinite. Energy is infinite. It is all around us. And so what if we affirm that we are so much more than these body packs, these meat packs? What if we affirm that we are the activity of God? What if we affirm that God is living through us? What if we affirm that? At the top of the day, I asked you to look at somebody and say, hey, love. Hey, God. Hey, substance. Hey, source. Because if we in this space say that there's only love, we got to affirm also that we are the love in expression. If we knew that, what would come out of our mouths? What would come out of our mouths? What would our small talk sound like? Abracadabra. Okay? If we truly held on to the truth of who we are, how would we talk to each other? I mean, I am confident we would not. Y'all about to get me cussing up here. We would not be talking about no BS, okay? We will be talking about life affirming, goodness, creativity, business endeavors, possibility. We'd be talking about the things that we are affirming in our lives to be true, the things that give us excitement and joy and possibility. I'm asking all of us, as we move through the rest of this day, just today, and tomorrow you'll feel it if you slip back, but I'm asking all of us today, the next time we open our mouths, we hold on to the truth of who we are. So that means we no longer talk about lack. We no longer talk about, oh yeah, that's right, that needs to get done. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to work out. We no longer talk like that. Because when we talk knowing the truth of who we are, we're in a space of pure potential, pure possibility. And we got some pound cakes we about to eat. That pound cake is 50 years in the making. That's possibility.
And there's different flavors of the pound cake.
Thank you, Rupali. There are different flavors. It ain't just one. It's a 7-Up, it's a spice, it's a little, listen, whatever. Y'all see the signs. So we're about to embark on 50 years. And I'm affirming that all of us, as we speak, we're moving from the vibration of who we truly are. We're going to change that radio station. And I'm going to be your accountability partner. Y'all hear me? So if I get an email or a text, or if somebody come to me saying something that don't sound like they God, I'm going to love you, and I'm going to say, hey, Dawn, you're the first person I looked at. I'm going to say, Dawn, I love you, but you God. I don't know if God talks like that. You got me? I'm looking at Bonnie, too. I'm going to say, Bonnie, I love you, Bonnie, but I don't think God talks like that. Help me out. All right? I'm going to be y'all accountability partners, and eventually I want y'all to be each other's accountability partner. Okay? Real quick, earlier today before we walked in, Gio and I were talking. We were handling business. And she said, okay, one more thing. I said, yes, what's up? She said, can you please clean your glasses? I said, okay, yes, I'll get to it. I'll clean it. That's what an accountability partner looks like. They don't let you slip. You think the conversation is done. Okay, Gio's laughing, right? You think the conversation is done, but your accountability partner says, hey, hold up. Real quick. You are love and expression. Okay, I see. Okay, got it. Am I making sense, y'all? In the same way that y'all not going to let me be up here looking crazy, right? One day I was going to walk up here. I had 3 people helping me with my suit jacket because something was going wrong. I just stood still. I was getting the help, and I said thank you. Right before service. That's an accountability partner. Listen, Rev, we're not going to let you do it. We're not going to let you do it to yourself. That's how we got to be for each other. We're going to lift each other so much that we're going to make sure that we are affirming the truth of who we are, even when we leave this building and get a random text message or that person or that thing. Am I making sense, y'all? We're not condensing ourselves to be on that vibration. We're lifting above it and saying, hey, I'm on a whole different stuff. I don't even send my energy there. And if we slip, we got a Geo that says, hey, clean your glasses. Just please. Thank you so much. That's how we respond when somebody calls us out. So if Melinda calls me out, I got to say, thank you, Melinda. Thank you. Not, who she thinks she is. No, thank you, because she's helping me out. Because that is helping me on my path, the clarity of who I am. Am I making sense, y'all? Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to take a cleansing breath, and we're moving that truth of who we are into meditation. So just a reminder, y'all, we have meditations, a full service at 9 a.m. And so this meditation here is intended to be a mini meditation. Is intending to bring into our hearts anything that may have struck a chord. As the music plays, we're going to allow the true I am to breathe. Who is thou? Who is thou? How great thou art. Thou. What a perfect song. How great thou art. We're moving now into our giving. And I need you, as you reach into the pocketbooks, into the wallets, into the pockets and suit jackets, as you prepare this offering, I'm asking that you prepare it knowing that it's a seed that we're planting in fertile soil. Let's take our offering and we're going to place it over our heart and we're going to bless it with the joy that it is. We say we bless this offering for the good that it will give. We bless its full return in grace and perfect ways. And so it is.
Yay.
Thank you so much. As the kiddos come in, a couple quick reminders. So at 12:30, I invite all of us to stay after, sample some pound cake, buy a cookbook. All the proceeds go to Unity of Gainesville. And if you want to buy one for another homie, go ahead and do that too. We will have our potluck. We will have our potluck next week, okay? So we're going to have, you'll get all this in the announcement. We're going to have our concert, and those who stay, hopefully they can stay for a good meal. All right, come on in. Hey, hey, you got your palm? Yes, okay.
I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, we started our Easter journey today with Jesus going into Jerusalem. And so he went and told his disciples, go into the city and get this certain donkey who had never been ridden before. And they did and brought him back, and he was so nice and calm, and Jesus was able to ride on him, side saddle. And we made palm fronds because today
You desire is yours because you and God are one.
We love you. We really, really love you.
All right. Let's circle up, everybody.
Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God
God
surrounds
surrounds
us.
us. We are light.
the
Presence of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power.
Yes, baby. The presence of
It's
God
this is
watches
over us. We are presence.
presence.
Wherever we are, God is. We are divine, and all is well.
All right, everybody. If we could just look at that back camera and wave at our loved ones who aren't able to be here. We see you. We wrap our arms around you, and we can't wait for you to get some of this pound cake. All right, y'all.